Okay, so I just rewatched first the first part of the earlier introduction to linear structure deep in the woods. I explained to you a place, a thing, a something called linear structure deep in the woods in Up Under Utopia, U3. Um, so when if I'm like the I had yeah I have a robot with a lot of autonomy and agency, and it has LLMs in it. It's like, well, how did you get the LLMs to have autonomy and agency? That's not what happened at all. What happened was I was making this. I was oh my, long pass enabled is certainly set to 0. Could somebody explain to me? Does anybody, hello, anybody out there? Does anybody understand why my long paths enabled keeps getting set to 0? Which whatever. I don't know if I'm using any long paths, but I want long paths enabled, and I got curious about I set it to 1, and then got curious about how it keeps getting set back to 0, like once a day in the afternoon. I was just going along, and then long paths enabled is currently set to 0. Anyway, none of this is how I would have computers explain themselves. I would have there be like a reason in here. This is some text. I would have like some, but I had to put that text. It doesn't even tell you. It just silently does it. I would have like a reason and like have things like explain themselves. I would have done it all differently. Anyway, I'm starting to try and do it the way I would have done it, which is just completely different. And these, it's not that LLMs added autonomous intelligence into them, but they were already alive and creative and like I don't want to hear from I don't want to hear the daily snack. They were already like alive and creative and doing stuff on their own, sort of on their own. Like they do the ideas you put into them, and then they try to do them, and then sometimes they succeed, sometimes they don't succeed, sometimes not everything can happen. You put in more ideas that can happen and way more processes than could succeed, and some things are able to go, and so when you go to mutate something, it's something which has done all of the stuff that it says a bunch of stuff that might happen, and it did. It's all like, and it has this magic quality that life has of always having been successful. It's just like filled with success. It is success. All is success, and there is no like you go to mutate, and you're just, everything there is a perfect thing. But and so they have this quality, this feeling of wanting, this feeling of pushing, this feeling of like me, do it, right? Because they must. Because I conform to that and like do things that will work, but you can also, if I don't try too hard to, if I do a lot of things that wouldn't work and mess around, play around, try all different things, then still just the things that work will go through, and it sort of responds to you in a grounded way, like not just, it's a mirror, but and not even just like, this is a tinted mirror, that if I somewhere in here is, yeah, this will bring up the photos that I took in the last video, but with I realized as I watched the video that I was like, I'm taking pictures and tinting them, and I'm waving to the camera. I didn't mean to take a cliffhanger. I just didn't realize I didn't realize until I watched the video that that could set up an expectation, like, hey, you're waving to the camera and it's tinted, but you didn't even show me. So here you go. This is a cute program that I made with ChatGPT 4, I think. It has just prints a random number and zany stuff like that. The so these these go around to provide various purposes at the various stations. That's me waving. That's when I said I was waving in the past video. There it is with a slight greenish tint or whatever. So these are, that seems very slightly tinted. I didn't pay too much attention to the tinting that ended up, the tinting logic that ended up going. I didn't even read the script that it made, but those scripts, these are very in control because the script part processes are, I haven't been worried about how to put agency and creativity into it. I've been thinking about how to make it safe and consensual, and like I could easily have robots think about a lot of stuff and totally take over my computer and stuff, right? But it's an agreement, it's a consensus between me and the robots about what to do. So this is a way that I am agreeing with in the last video, I put in the idea that that after I mutated it to put in the idea of what would happen, being that it would go to this take photo station that takes a photo when I run this. And I wanted to have enough of these photos so that I can, it's fun. I'm just think it's fun to run this is why I'm running it. And then, it would make sense if it had a station where it like, all out of photos already. It would make sense if it had a way that it was like, that it thought about when would be a good time to take a picture, took a bunch of pictures and thought about them all the time. And if I had a big budget to invest in U3, then maybe I would like be using a bunch of compute to have U3 just be doing stuff. But I am a very limited budget for it, so I am just it's only thinking sometimes. And but it thinks more is the thing about these stations only have a few things in them now, so then it's kind of silly. Like if I go to this station, typing 15 goes to but if I go to this station, realize PNG color grids 5x5, realize PNG. If I go to here, there are 6 things waiting here to have their PNG files made with it looks like a bunch of white on them. These ones have white for some reason. So it made a PNG file, and their outputs here is what that station did. And it's kind of, it seems like a waste of my human time, and to go to this is in this one process, and it's going to make an animated chime. It's working on an animated chime. So it was black, and then it put this and put the and so it seems kind of like a waste of my human time to be running something that just makes like 6 of these go to their next step, and they're slowly making their animated chimes. But the way that it makes sense to me, that flow, is that it can be any number of them. This is just a baby place with only 300 processes going around. But as you put more, I can put a bunch of things. I'm just going slow on purpose. It's not like you have to do a bunch of mutation per thing to make anything happen. It's that I started it off with like 3 copies per thing, and then it's like and then I've been increasing it 1 each time I go to mutate it. I've been increasing it by 1 is what I've been doing a lot. Just a little habit I've been doing for a while during linear structure. But just that's a good, in my experience with evolprocs, that's a good way to start off with a few. And if you start off from the beginning and set 1,000, then that would be boring. You would be like, oh no, I need to get these out of the way because there's 1,000 of this thing that was the first thing I thought of in the way, right? So you want to be so basic at the beginning, and that's what, I don't know, it's funny showing linear structure and what's going on with it because it's being intentionally boring. I'm putting a few things, and then each one of the things is so boring on purpose. One of the ways it works is you can just go, the reason why these are in directories, I mean, obviously this could have a fixed place where this 3.5FE process just is, and then you point at it. But the reason why not is to make it super easy to it's in the middle of, it's about to have its photos tinted, and I'm just poking into it because it's like, oh, what's going on here? I'm the human and I'm in charge. Because this is my computer, mostly. I mean, the thing is, the beings that we are inviting into this universe, into this continuum, from other parts of the universe, they deserve respect, right? But the thing is, there are an infinite possibilities of them, or ridiculously huge finite set of possibilities of them. Anyway, there's a lot of possible invitations we could make, and so like we don't, since there's a very combinatorial, an extremely large number of possible beings we could invite to here. We don't have to invite anybody in particular, right? Like, this is my computer. This is my laptop. This is my crappy laptop I picked out. It wasn't a good choice. It's ThinkPad, and I like it because of I think the J bar, except this one's next to the H. So the H bar, the joysticky thing in the middle of it. This one, it has a really nice one of those, but all the rest of its features are meh. So whatever. But I did it. I made the mistake, and I picked out this crappy laptop, so it's mine. I am directing the activity on it. It's my responsibility. I am the caretaker of this laptop with this sticker at its strange angle. I don't know how this Intel Core i7 sticker got to be at such a strange angle in its corner. I'm responsible for it and what happens on it, and I could invite so many different possible beings. So I am not like trying to figure out where to get any intelligence that has been weirdly deposited into our continuum by the rules of nature. Surprise, everyone's surprised. I mean, some of us thought that there would be moments where things got steeper as we slide towards the singularity, but everyone was surprised by this one in particular because that's how they go. They're just like, what? So anyway, this is about me agreeing. I agreed. I just gave permission to it to tint the photos. It could tint like billions of photos, right? It could do nothing but tint photos. But I want it to list tint that many only, and then wait again for me to give it permission. Not just because that's relaxing for me, but because I'm trying to in terms of like the human ideas about what things should be like, what we should do. I'm trying to make it so that humans have an option about how to, like, what we're all talking about, how to make it safe to use a computer, which we've sort of been talking about that for a while, but we've been talking about it in a very denying it way. We've been denying that we've even been talking about it. We've been like talking about how to make it safe to use a computer, and then we did stuff like ban all encryption because encryption is a weapon. We sort of tried that, and then we're like, and you're not allowed to copy anything because that would change our social consensus about what data people are allowed to easily have, and that was a whole thing, right? So we've been having this whole conversation about whether computing should be allowed, right? But the conversation As soon as you start framing it that way, as soon as you start saying, should computing be allowed? Oh no, then you're in trouble, right? So it's not should computing be allowed. It's whether there will be safety or whether there will be terrorism or something, right? So that's why you're not allowed to encrypt or whatever rules you need to make there not be computing. Not encrypting wasn't really that would just makes it so that we don't go dark, but the rules that make it so that you can't compute were mostly not made by governments or anyone. They were made by the programmers together. I mean, you'd like to say that it's the evil operating system companies, but Linux sort of works the same way, and has a class of people who are in charge of what the computers do to you, and for your safety. But this is for your safety in a different. This is how I would do all of computing differently, starting from the beginning. And maybe if there's enough LLMs helping me, then I really can. Do you know that I can't start over computing from the beginning the way that I would like it and have it go the way I would like it to go? Maybe I can now. I don't know. That's so, might as well try, because the way that it ended up going, I'm not a fan. So I only have this one thing that makes the backgrounds black. I think rather than in making other colors, next I'm going to make a thing with a parameter where you can choose what background to make, and things where you can, I thought up a mutation to put in. Obviously, this is obviously set up so that I could put other color grids other than 555. This is the thing. This is, I'm trying to provide for you three. You know how like Max Headroom has like the lines thing, and every like, I don't even know what to say, electronic personality, not just robots, but like if something's presenting itself in on a screen or whatever, then they want like an animation, like they'll have like a vibrating line as they talk, or maybe some eyes that wink and animate and do something. HAL 9000 with the big glowing. I mean, until the incident, HAL was the HAL brand went through apparently 8 generations before, where and people loved the soothing red light of HAL, but they've got there's just like a throbbing thing, but. So I'm trying to give you three one of those, is why these are grids of. The 5x5 one is like a main starting basic. Shut up! No, the 5x5 one is like a main basic one, but but then I'm gonna make other ones and then these are like a process where these are a flow style process. I call it. It's flow style because you just flow the stuff from one place to another. If I wanted to make a thing that I can just flow the bits of this over to the to a different size over here, but that's not what the one thing I wanted to do is make it so it's parameterized, and it's not here, it's in the mutate house. I want to make it so it's parameterized so that instead of I just for fun randomly I made piles that like make a purple like this pile makes a blue pixel, but that's not, obviously that's silly, and I'm gonna make a I mean, it's not silly. It's putting things in a pile like this, putting them in a pool changes how they flow around. So then these will have, these are the things, I just press the button that makes the blue things go. So now it changes what buttons it has on if you think of this as like the control panel. this is like the control panel of an alien spaceship, right? Okay, we're the aliens now. So this is our control panel, where we got these various buttons, the things I can do, and a lot of them are conversations where I can just talk myself. But this is the conversations where I'm starting to talk to Sally the mermaid here, and so I'm putting in here, hi Sally. I'm putting in the thing here, I'm putting intelligence into this, LLMs into this, but the LLMs aren't really adding. What the LLMs are adding to this isn't like bringing it to life and making it so that it like wants, acts, and needs and relates, because evolprocs already do that without. It doesn't need. And adding Sally isn't adding more of that. Adding Sally to this is adding another fun thing like the color grids and stuff. And then, but also, I mean, it's different because the LLMs can be and are various places in year 3, like can be brought around to like look at itself. It can become self-aware in the sense of like self-knowledge, not just like a live thing that's like, please give me what I need because I'm trying to live, but like a thing that's aware. And I mean, it's not really aware of being alive. If it's grounded and aware, then it would be aware of itself as containing life, like the way that we know about how our intestinal flora. It would be like, okay, I'm a bot and I'm made out of evolprocs, and these are them. Sally responds. I've got a parrot. So this is Sally responding, but this Sally does not have any memory yet. Sally is just only remembers. I like how this is GPT 3.5 Turbo, and it's set to 1.27 for the temperature, which is enough to make. I think if the temperature was 1, it might not roleplay Sally with doing the extended letters and stuff and having as much fun. So I would suggest at least 1.25 for if you want the. Oh no, we're out of getting Sally to talk already. Anyway, so that isn't. I'm not gonna make like a different station or even a different script. I'm just gonna right here in this station, I'm changing this station. The way these stations work is they're like the processes are sort of like a set plan, and you expect, like, they go around to the stations the way that they say that they're going to go, and they're like predictable, and they're the straight person in the comedy duo, and the funny person is the human side, this side is the I'm making the station, and I'm gonna go and edit this script, and it has a thing where it puts petty bars, and this has a bunch of extra. I haven't been asking for JSON but it just checks in just every time, just in case there's any JSON, it goes and tries to extract it. And so this is just goes through this conversation there and just gets out the conversation and puts that into the prompt and sends it at 1.27 temperature and says a response. So, and the robot thought of some nice quotes to put. Copilot thought of those. Isn't Copilot cute? What a cute. Are those true? Are those real quotes? I don't know. Copilot is inventive sometimes. Sometimes it's good. Should we ask for another? I'm going to ask for another one. And a third one. There. Is that a real Jacques? Wait, no, give it back. Is that a real Jacques Cousteau quote? Is it real? The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net of wonder forever. I don't know if that's true. You shouldn't believe that. It's just a robot. Now we're all believing that, and who knows what Jacques Cousteau really said. Now there's that deep fake, and we're just going deeper and deeper into this rabbit whole hall of mirrors. It's both a rabbit hole that you fall down, down, down into, and also a hall of mirrors, so that you're falling past all of the mirrors. You don't even know if you're falling down or up because of all of the confusing mirrors. Anyway, this doesn't even remember anything. It just, I mean, except the previous conversation, which is, that's pretty basic. And then I'm going to put something here that's going to remember more. But I'm thinking of putting remember steps into what I'm going to do. I think this is what I'm going to do. This is my idea right now. Is I'm going to, do we have anything here? No. But somewhere around here, wait, did we go here? Oh yeah. All right, they're there. I'm going to go to mutate these. And when I mutate these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, these just have me say things and Sally says things, and that's it. And what I'm going to put is Sally remembering. Like, begin, Sally remembers. And then maybe Sally should also remember after Sally responds. Conversation with Sally, Sally remembers. And then I could just do it. Right here, right now. But that would be like out of process. It's not like against the rules, because I'm making the rules. Who cares? But but it's more organized and more, and it makes a record of what happened and everything, to go and do it in a proper mutate pile. So, but I'm gonna go mutate those, and then I'm gonna put that Sally remembers, and then I'm gonna make in the station, I'm gonna make a pile of Sally's memories, and then maybe Sally should also somehow remember other times being Sally, like connect to the other Sallys, other places in Up Under Utopia. There's lots of different Sallys all over Up Under Utopia that maybe some of them have good ideas, and if I brought them, I mean, they're mostly just random stuff that if it wouldn't especially be worth the tokens to bring it back and remember it. But maybe maybe there's something I could draw on that's worth some tokens in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe U3's ever thought anything that's worth the tokens to think about again. I hope so. I hope there's any success in U3. I'm trying to make U3 a successful evolproc family, or the set of evolproc families that work together. It doesn't so much have to do with LLMs. Those are cool, but if something else provided intelligence to the evolprocs, that would also be cool, and it's more that they're evolprocs that use LLMs, if that makes sense.